I don't know about you, but I get recommended a lot of videos on YouTube about day in the life of a software engineer. It's interesting to see what other people do, and I'm not gonna lie, I watch quite a lot of these. And within that niche, there's also the productive day. As we all know, the bare minimum is that you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and work out in order to have a quote-unquote productive day. I'm sure there are plenty of health benefits of the cold showers and the avocados, but I thought I'd make a video on how I make sure that what I implement is actually high leverage and the framework that's made the biggest difference for me. So I'll walk you through that framework for high leverage time allocation, when to apply it, and how it can help you even beyond coding. What is it that will make you a coding wizard? So Chris Williamson has this quote: "The magic you're looking for is in the things that you're avoiding." In my last video I talked about the power of a to-do list, where instead of needing some complex mix of crazy bespoke apps, but fundamentally a calendar and a to-do list, and assigning those to-dos at a certain time so they actually get done is just about all you need. But the problem you might have is you may have this list of things that need doing, and okay, we start assigning, right, today, you know what, this morning I'll have a look through the PRs, then I'll read into that architecture that I've been looking at, and then maybe you have major coding work that takes up the rest of your day, and so these two get ticked off. And then the next day, oh yeah, I need to message my colleague about that task that I wasn't too certain about. And while you're doing that, you realise, oh, okay, shit, I need to go back and work on that task again, because after talking to my colleague, I've realised that there's still some work that needs doing. And also I need to improve the unit tests. And so after this is done, okay, right, these start getting prioritised. I think the first pitfall that you'll find with this system is that you start prioritising the things that you want to do as opposed to the things that you need to do. Because why would you? You don't have a system beyond, okay, let's just write down all the things that have to happen and then prioritise them at a certain time. Or how do you prioritise what comes first? Well, I think that quote articulates it perfectly. People talk about procrastination like it's the new pandemic. But if you think about what procrastination really is, it's, okay, I know that there's something that I need to do, but instead I'm going to do a bunch of tasks that I feel better about so that I can avoid it. So what does that tell us about those tasks? Well, we need to get them done, and we know that we're actively avoiding them. I'm sure that you're sitting there now, but if you genuinely thought, what am I avoiding doing? Something would immediately come to mind. You know what it is. The thing you're avoiding should be top of the list. Why? Well, there's this methodology called eat the frog. And you'll hear people from all sorts of industries talk about it. For example, in fitness, they'll talk about getting your workout done when you wake up. People who go for morning runs or morning strength training sessions. It's, okay, you've done that, that's the hardest thing you'll do today, the rest of the day's a breeze. So what I wouldn't advocate for is making a to-do list of exclusively all the things that you're avoiding and hating, but instead making a rule that, okay, the first thing that you do from your to-do list every day is the one thing at that time you don't want to do. And then after that, just prioritize like you normally would. Because, okay, sure, you might have 5-6 outstanding things that terrify you, but broken up across the week, you're going to be far more productive than somebody who otherwise would be postponing this stuff weeks or even months. If you're putting it at the beginning of the day, 1, your day doesn't start until you finish that hard thing that you're trying to do, and 2, you have the least decision fatigue. You know, you're fresh. Presumably you've had some kind of morning routine where maybe you've gotten up, gotten ready, commuted to work. That's your peak. You're ready to tackle the day. May as well be one hard thing, and then everything after that, just your normal work. Okay, so how do we apply this to software engineering? Well, okay, where are you in your journey? Well, let's say you don't have your first job and you're just grinding leak code quests. You know, you're just absolutely going wild with algorithms and data structures. Well, this might be because you absolutely hate the idea of sending out a CV because you don't want to get rejected. That's a really common thing when it comes to applying. People aren't used to the volume of companies you have to contact to actually get a job. So you make yourself feel better by doing a lot of leak code questions when in reality, you've got send CVs sitting over here in your mental to-do list, but you're not prioritizing it, you're avoiding it. You still feel productive because sure, you're getting better at answering leak code questions, but are you really getting any closer to getting your job? No. There needs to be a balance of the two. And if this is a thing that you really hate and you look forward to the leak code questions, put this at the beginning. Spend an hour doing CVs and then spend the rest of your time grinding your leak code questions, and you're moving. If you're already in the job, you're probably used to agile, getting into work, working on your task until the task is done, picking up a new task, rinse and repeat. But the problem with this system is actually the admin tasks start stacking up. You know, you just want to be in the coding zone the whole time. You don't want to be doing things like updating your timesheet because the business is chasing you up. Well, just make it the first thing you do one morning when you get in. Just have the list of things to the side of, okay, this is what needs doing. And if there's anything that you see that is sticking on that list for a couple of days that really should be getting done, just do it. Just schedule it right at the beginning of your next day and get into the habit of crushing them, because across time, you're going to be out competing most people who procrastinate the important things. You're not going to be that guy. But I think the real key thing here is that we're not just software engineers. You know, we have lives, aspirations and things that we want to do outside of work. A lot of our schedules when we get in from work is either game or watch TV. And that's fair. You work a lot. You deserve to relax. But there's going to be things stacking up that you know need starting. Whether it's that side hustle, whether it's that app that you wanted to build, or the YouTube channel you wanted to start, whether it's the pots and the pans and the dishes are starting to stack up because you haven't been on top of cleaning, or if it's just your personal health and you realize you're not in the same shape you were when you were 18 and you really want to start getting on top of that by going to the gym. This system applies. Do it first. When you get to the end of your work day, go to the gym and then game as much as you like. Sure, this has only occupied a small amount of that time, but like I said, it's the effect this is going to happen day after day if the first thing you do every day is the hard thing. I have two lists, one for work, one for my personal, and there's a reason I started this YouTube channel. I'm making this video right now as the first thing I've done since I've got in from work. If it is a gym day or a running day, then guess what I do when I don't even go home? I go straight from work to the gym and then I go home. Productivity isn't about stacking off the things that you love to do. It's about building sustainable habits that compound across years and add up to you achieving the things that you want to achieve. If one of the things that you want to achieve is getting better at software engineering, well, I have a video for that, and I'll link it right here. I hope that video helps. Cheers.